Hey guys, they have finally released the mid-chapter patch 4.5.0. With this has a whole bunch of content. You have the clown changes, the trapper update, Gideon meatpacking plant change, the nurse cosmetic, survivor animations, a whole bunch of stuff to cover. Before we get into it though, remember we do stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Parklis throughout the week, so make sure you stop on by to catch us live and ask any questions that you may have about the game, life, or the universe in general. I don't know, whatever you want. Anyway, so let's dump into this because there is a whole lot to go over. First off, Tome 6 and the Gilded Stampede event. Tome 6 for the archives will start tomorrow, February 10th. That is at the time, tomorrow from the time of this recording, at 11 a.m. Eastern. The Gilded Stampede event will start the day after on February 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Now, the new HUD layout. Several HUD elements have been moved or updated. The player status widget, aka player names, health states, etc., has been redesigned. Along with a number of graphical improvements to animations, the player status widget is now positioned on the left side of the screen. While this change was not made lightly, it was necessary in order to make the player names readable across all platforms and resolutions, as well as make room for new HUD elements like the hook count. The objectives have been moved to the top center of the screen to give us more room to display detailed instructions. Scoring events and status effect alerts have been moved to the top right of the screen. This was primarily to bring the status effect alerts closer to the status effect indicators they reference. The number of visible score events has been increased when multiple events are triggered at the same time. So this way you'll see more of blood point events that happen as they happen simultaneously. New HUD element, hook counts. The killers see a new widget which displays how many hooks they've earned during the match out of possible total hooks. This is only visible to the killer. Now the survivors, they see a new set of markers above each survivor player's names. This lets survivor players know how many times each survivor has been hooked. This is only visible to survivors. This will be on your left side of the screen. For killers, the total hook will be in the middle left, and survivors will be on the left side next to your survivor names. Now, new HUD element, the survivor portraits. Healthy and injured health state icons have been replaced for each character's portrait. The injured state has been improved from the PTB to be more obvious, especially for colorblind players. They have a big splash of red and a slash through it. Can't miss it. Now with the UI scale sliders, the settings menu has been updated with 2 new slider settings that allow players to adjust the size of their UI. Players may adjust the size of the menus and HUD separately. This replaces the previous maximum scale value used in previous releases. Visual updates to maps in Gideon Plant and Asylum. Updated model and textures on 4 nurse outfits. Update model texture on the clown base outfit and updated to his visual effects. Updated location, survivor locomotion. For the new stuff, updated all posing for all survivor locomotion animations. Added start-stop transition animations and quick turn animations. Added ability to use flashlight while crouching, that's a big one. Updated crawling turn speed and added animation feedback for recovering. Now, new from the PTB, which they haven't shown, added new animation when entering the hatch while crawling, updated the self-heal fail animation, and slightly raised the camera when crawling. So you have a little bit better POV for when you're crawling now. For the balance changes, the first thing on the killers, the clown. Power, the clown now has 2 types of bottles. There's the tonic and the antidote. Tap secondary power to switch which will be thrown. Hold secondary power to reload the bottles. Now the reload time has been decreased, now at 3 seconds, down from 5 seconds. So you're going to be reloading your bottles much quicker than before. With the antidote bottles, release a gray cloud that activates and turn yellow after 2.5 seconds. The antidote cloud lasts a total of 7.5 seconds and are smaller than the normal tonic clouds. Overlapping antidote and tonic clouds cause both to disappear, so don't mix your chemicals. Survivors and the clown gain the invigorated status effect when they touch the antidote cloud. Invigorated grants 10% movement speed bonus for 5 seconds. An intoxicated survivor touching a yellow antidote cloud is no longer intoxicated. Tonic clouds remain unchanged. Add-ons that have been changed. Party bottle. Thrown bottles emit confetti when shattering, was Ether 5 volume percent. Fingerless parade gloves. Bottles are thrown with a different arc that doesn't go as high, but it goes much further. Smelly inner soles. Greater movement speed bonus when reloading was common, now is rare. Solvent jug. Moderately increase the invigorated effect duration. Thick cork stopper. Small reload time reduction. Spirit of Hartshorn. Moderately expands the antidote cloud area. This was Ether 10 volume percent. VHS porn swaps yellow and purple color of antidote, and tonic effects was rare, now is common. So yellow is purple cloud, purple is yellow cloud. Cigar box. When any player becomes invigorated, they see all other players' aura within 16-meter radius. This is a huge one, by the way. If you are thinking about playing clown, stock up on cigar boxes, because this add-on is bananas. Garish makeup kit. Considerably increased invigorated effect duration. Tattoos middle finger. Auras of intoxicated or invigorated survivors are revealed to you for 6 seconds. Now for the audio part, the clown has his own terror radius and chase music now. Pretty nice if you haven't checked it out. Trapper update. Escaping from a bear trap now has a 1 in 6 or 16.6% chance of succeeding on each attempt, but is capped at a maximum of 6 attempts. So no more trying to get out in 12 or 24 attempts like some of us have. Add-ons that reduce the chance of escape increase the maximum number of attempts, as well as reducing the chance per attempt. I think the highest attempt that you can get now is 8 attempts. And even then, it still was about 6 at most, I noticed when testing. The Wraith change. While cloaked, the Wraith is completely invisible, no more shimmer, to survivors when they're more than 20 meters away. Increase the duration of the uncloaked speed boost from 1.0 seconds to 1.25 seconds. Restored a missing bone rattle sound cue at the beginning of the Wraith's cloaking animation, sometimes referred to as Beltec. Fixed an issue where the Wraith would appear to uncloak completely while kicking a generator or breaking a pallet or wall while cloaked. The Wraith now only uncloaks the necessary bits. Fixed an issue that caused the Wraith add-on the Serpent to reset the uncloaking progress after completing an interaction. It will now leave the Wraith completely uncloaked and able to attack and trigger an uncloaked speed boost after damaging a generator or breaking a pallet or wall. This is really handy. Again, keep an eye on the Serpent, add-on if you haven't seen it already. Miscellaneous changes. Hex Undying, the one we have all been waiting for. While Hex Undying is active, survivors within 2, 3, and 4 meters of any dull totem have their aura revealed. When another Hex totem is cleansed, that totem's Hex transfers to the Hex Undying totem, deactivating Hex Undying. Any tokens the transferred Hex had are transferred as well. So if they are on your Ruin totem and you have Hex Undying jumps to your Ruin and Ruin jumps to Hex Undying. Hex Undying is broken, Ruin remains. Now if it was Devour Hope, same thing, except for all your tokens are stored. Now with miscellaneous perk fixes, Fixated now works while injured, because don't you hate when you forget how to run when you're injured? Iron Maiden effects last 30 seconds. Second Wind durations are now 28, 24, and 20 seconds, respective to their tier. Diversion now charges in 40, 35, and 30 seconds, respective to their tier. Distance thrown now 20 meters at all tiers. Deep Wound changes. Now, Deep Wounds are when you have your grayed out vision and you have that orange bar that you have to mend from Borrowed Time, Legion, that kind of stuff. Now always has a 20-second timer. Frank's Mixtape and Stab Wound Study adjusted to have the same proportional impact on survivors' Deep Wound timers. Borrowed Time's tier adjustments are now the duration of the Endurance status effect at 10, 12, and 15 seconds. Mangled. The Mangled status effect always lasts until fully healed. Vigil no longer affects Mangled. Sorry, Quentin Mains, know my plight. Begrimed Head. Removed repair speed debuff, added hemorrhage status effect. Rusty Attachments only applies Mangled to injured survivors. Now the hefty lot of bug fixes. Fixed a hitch occurring in the loadout panel when selecting an item. Fixed a hitch when opening the blood web after a certain level. Fixed an issue that could cause some survivors passively falling asleep to not count towards the Dream Master achievement. Fixed some issues regarding user impersonation. Fixed a crash that could occur on the initial interaction screen. Fixed an issue that occurred occasionally after the killer disconnects from a map when the player level would display incorrect level and devotion values. Fixed an issue where the survivor could get stuck and not able to be picked up if downed while repairing a generator. Fixed an issue where the flashlight cone would not expand after successfully blinding the killer. So glad they're fixing that, or have fixed it. Fixed an issue where the first generator piston would move abnormally fast. If you were on the PTB, that was hilarious. Fixed an issue with Steve's lips while gesturing. Fixed an issue with the camera when the nurse would carry a survivor and attack. Fixed an issue where Jane and Kate chest physics would not work properly. They're talking about opening a chest, not their... Anyway. Fixed an issue where Oni's armor would be floating. Fixed an issue where the clown's hair would be floating. Fixed an issue where totems located next to the combine harvester's wheel on Coldwind Farm couldn't be cleansed. Yes, that was a huge deal, and we've had to deal with that for months, so I'm glad they fixed it. Audio issues. Fixed an issue where a Lodi is screaming louder than other survivors. That's right, you will not have your ears bled from halfway across Wretched Shop now. Fixed various surface tags for footsteps and impact, so you should be able to hear footsteps more audibly now. Fixed an issue where Dr. Static Attack doesn't play his sound. Fixed an issue where some locomotion survivor animations. Fixed an issue with Legion customization, hooded leather jacket. PC only fix. They fixed a crash that could occur when passing an empty text in the promo code. I think that's pasting. Pasting an empty text in the promo code. I don't know if that's my dumb reading or their poor spelling. Either way. Windows Store only fixed an issue when launching the game and navigating directly to play as Killer Survivor. The user's currency would display as 000 instead of the real values. Well, there you go, Windows Store. They took care of you. For the Switch, fixed an issue where multiple sound effects weren't echoed on Nintendo Switch. I do see here that they have missed the fixed an issue of low FPS, but hopefully they're going to work on that for you, Switch. PS5 only fixed an issue where their player wouldn't be brought back to the initial interaction screen when the internet connection is lost. Now for Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, fixed a crash that would occur after loading the tutorial while the game is not completely installed. Now, fixed issues from the PTB. They fixed an issue where the survivor would not be able to nod their head up and down anymore. Fixed an issue where the survivor character would stutter changing directions quickly. Fixed an issue when the survivor would play the incorrect animation when bleeding out of deep wound. Fixed an issue where their players would be able to steer character during Dead Hard. Yes, that was not intended. That was a bug, so don't start griping that you can't steer your Dead Hards anymore. Fixed an issue where the survivor would snap back to their original position after letting go of repairing a generator. Fixed an issue where the character would stutter when using the flashlight while moving. Fixed an issue where the character would remain in fall stance after vaulting. Fixed an issue where the character would not play the Dead Hard animation properly from idle. Fixed an issue where the survivor would clip through locker doors while rushing out. Fixed an issue where the survivor carrying an item would clip through the ground. Fixed an issue where Ash hand would jitter while carrying an item. Fixed an issue where character would T-stance when infected by the plague and interacting with the exit gate. And finally, fixed an issue where the character would T-stance when interacting with fountains. Now, there is still a known issue. Some tutorial and UI text show incorrect characters in the Thai language on Steam. So there you have it. Check it out. The new mid-chapter patch is live, 4.5.0. If you like what you saw here, make sure you hit a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. You guys know how YouTube works. If you come on down, the archives are going to be live soon. That new event, the Stampede, is going to be showing up. There's some new cosmetics in the store. Make sure you check it out. Leave some comments down below. Let you know what you think, what you loved, what you hate, what... Don't worry, DS change is coming in the next chapter. DS change is coming. That's what they said. And Blight will be changed in the hotfix after this one. But other than that, if nobody told you already, guys, we love you. And Stay safe out there in the fog. Later.